did you do that? How did you do that? Did you think it was?
How you doing, people? Welcome to the stream. I am not late. You are. Bear with me one moment, and if this is too loud, it's going to be tough. So, there. Now you've got some really, really, really quiet music in the background, so it doesn't be... Well, so it's not quite so silent, actually. Who have we got? YouTube, we've got Funky Monkey and Chris. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Also, CGI Shadow on both platforms. Buddha on both platforms as well, obviously. Damo, Skellington, Dark, Sleggy, Kest, Tash, Rach, Glenn, Fless, CGI Shadow, Spirit was 60 months on the bounce, thank you very much. Gravy, JR Primus, Joker, Shady Milkman, Lonely Girl, Tony Silver needs a shout out, by the way. Thank you very much indeed for joining. Bedicus Maximus, Pauline, there's a big list of people. Maticus Maximus, Flame Dragon, and all the other people. Oh my god. Right. How loud is that music? This is the one time I'm going to ask. How loud is it in comparison to how loud my voice is? Because I hear different things to you. BCLRJR, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Couldn't tell you. No, because you got no volume. Natch Pokes. Someone's always got to say it, haven't they? To make it sound like they did something cute. What music? You can't hear it? Okay, good. That means I need to turn up a bit. That's you being sarcastic, right? You can hear this now, right? You can hear that? Quiet to me. Your mic's fine. No, the mic wasn't the issue. It's just, am I loud enough for it? Like, is it too loud for me? I'm not questioning the mic's volume. I know that's perfectly fine. You can hear it now? Too loud? It's not meant to be dramatic, by the way. We're having a chat today. Yes, you hear it now. I'm turning it down a bit more then. Because I know this is very tetchy and it has to be slightly low enough. Otherwise, the combat music will kick in and it'll be shit. Lena, how you doing? You can hear the music now. You can hear it anyway. Turn your volume up. Yours. Turn yours up. Voice is good. I just want to make sure that the volume of the music doesn't drown me out. That's all. The voice is fine. That's better. Brilliant. We've done the fucking tech support stuff now because it's impossible to do in front of 97 people. Because everyone hears differently, apparently. Some of you have 3 ears. Some of you have none. Right. Quick disclaimer. If you have read these patch notes already, I don't give a fuck. Reason being, if you've read them already, great. It's no good posting that in the chat. Because I'm reading these live so people can hear me speak. If you try to speak over top of me, you're a canoe. So keep it in for now and we can talk about it later. Let me get through the stuff. It's like going to the cinema and there's a movie on and someone sits there telling everyone, I've already seen this. I know what's happening next. No one gives a fuck what you think. Wait until afterwards and then we can talk about shit. Or wait until I get to that point. If anyone tries to get ahead of me, they will be nuked. Because it's fucking rude. So no backseat, please. I said please. That means I don't hate you yet. Scottilia, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So again, if you've read them, awesome. Don't hint about future stuff that I haven't got to yet. I'm fully aware of what's going on. I'm just reading it to an audience. Cracks knuckles, indeed. I have to put that disclaimer out every single patch note because I know there's always one shit canoe that doesn't even watch the channel, hopping through loads and loads of streams, wanting validation from everyone by saying words that they read from somebody else or heard from somebody else. It's a fucking pain. It's crazy. Like, hey, why don't you read the patch notes? Do you though? Because someone else is talking over top of me right now. Why don't you go listen to them instead? Why don't you go listen to one sub? That wasn't very nice, was it? It's true though. I'm going to be the worst backseat gamer, chewing all kinds of food and making all kinds of rustling noises. Vamp, how dare you? Did you bring some for the rest of the class? CJ Shadow, how you doing? 40 streak, what the fuck? Never fears I'd never learned to read. Good, because even your last name you didn't learn to read, because apparently you put an E on the end of Hawk. Last time I checked, those big flappy things didn't have an E on the end. Good to know. Welcome to the stream, Mike, on YouTube. By the way, we're on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, so if that's confusing for people, that means at the same time. Right, let's fucking get into it. Here we go. No, how are you, Zai? I hope you and the missus be well. Very well, thank you very much. We're now going to read stuff, and hopefully no one's going to jump in and go, hey, I'm looking for attention on your stage, even though I don't like it very much. We're getting rid of those people today. They're getting nuked. Okay, so two-sided battleground matches are coming, people. Tragically is your real name? That is tragic. I'm joking. 4v4. Take your mic out of your Doritos bag, Vamp Smoke. Yeah, Kez can't hear me. Vamp, put the crisps down. Maurice on YouTube, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Before we go any further, by the way, there's only 2 days left for the bits bonuses. If you don't know what that means, on Twitch, if you buy bits, it costs you money, yes. I make money from it, yes. Twitch has to give me 10% of what you put in. So if you buy anything over 300 or you gigantify an emote, Twitch will give me extra 10%. But sometimes it's RNG, flip a coin, they'll give me double that. You've only got 2 days left of it. So if you want to get ninja stars, this is your best time to do it because I get paid extra. Right, 4-sided battlegrounds and 8-side, not 4-sided, 4v4, 2 sides, and 8v8, 2 sides. Zoom in, that is really small, I'm old. Nope, you zoom in. I'm not making the screen any bigger, I'm talking, Celero. Welcome to the stream. If I zoom it in for you, someone else is going to go, it's too big. Take from that what you will. Because you're childs, and you're going to do it anyway. A child. Smooch is there already. Hello, Zion Ninjas. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Zoom in. Hey there. Oh, Spirit found a friend. Excellent. Riansu, welcome to... I'll get through this fucking eventually. I've only read the first line. Never said I'd be... I never say I would be too big. Yeah, because Smooch is Lyris. Can I read it now? Right. 2 types of battlegrounds. 4v4 and 8v8. Did you see the Zos stream? Different game modes. 2-sided includes new maps and support for Capture the Relic, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Chaos, Ball, and Crazy King modes. Additionally, 2 new companions, I don't even know how to say their names, Tanlorin and Zerif Zar, Necromancer, and I don't remember what the other one was, but there's a High Elf and a Cat, basically. Join a journey for the channel. I can't read that bit. Update 44 will also add new content for scribing and introduce a new reward system, gold pursuits. Scribing receives all new grimoire, a brand new one, which is a big banner thing. 14 focus scripts for existing grimoires and new skill styles. Golden Pursuits, you can participate in limited time curated activities that offer account-wide in-game rewards. Read that, account-wide. It's all good, I asked. I got the answer. No need to comment. No, I said, I can't, because otherwise it's going to mess up the screen for me, and I'm going to end up seeing like this bit, and you're going to see something completely fucking different. I've managed to manipulate the screen enough to be able to show you what I need to show you. If I zoom in too far, it's going to fuck it all up. That's going too far explaining, but basically it's going to fuck up everything. Simo, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. So, in addition to the new features, bug fixes. Bug features. I read that as to start with. I didn't say it out loud. That's how I saw it. Improvements have been made across the game. Examples include updated Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor, questline, replacing the current tutorial for a better starting character experience, enhancement to Imperial City itemization, and PC HDR support. Ooh. Sit closer? You could. That's also an option. For a detailed list of all Update 44 content, check out the patch notes below. We've transferred all PC NA characters to this week to provide 2 character templates for your use. So what that means is basically when you're on the PTS, you can make a brand new character with max level and all that kind of stuff. Currently, it's going to transfer the Hello, motherfucker, to you as well. Going to transfer the NA stuff. So if you're on the NA server, all your characters will be there on that version of the PTS. They rotate occasionally, so it might be EU 1 week, NA the other, whatever. Wolfman, how you doing? Vaderog, also welcome. Very funny indeed. I think that was for Celero because you couldn't see. Let's see. Right. We're not going to go through the table of contents. We're just going to go straight to it. Also, is it downloaded yet? I'm not even downloading it. What an idiot. Bear with me a second. I need to do a thing. I know you can still hear me. Lucky you. I need to run the patch. Let's see. Okay, now it's running. Good. We can go back to the stuff and things. Where are we? New character revisions. I'm going to start here. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome. As part of the efforts to improve the experience for new players, we've made some changes to the new players, to the way the new players are onboarded into Elder Scrolls Online. The first chapter of the original main quest now serves as a tutorial and starting point for all new characters. The previous tutorial quest, Gates of Adamant, is retired. But you can still finish the questline if your character is still in progress. So, goodbye, questline. Ravicus Maximus, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. You just sent me a Discord message. I've only just now seen it, but I'm not going to answer it on stream, so I'll read it afterwards. Thank you very much, though. Those who are in the state of having completed Gates of Adamant, but not having completed Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor, will still engage in that story as before. Thank you for the bit, Slayer. Massively appreciate Bit and Cake in the chat. Hooded figure will appear to you when entering even the major city, and you will be brought to the Wailing Prison as normal if you acquire the quest this way. So you can still do the quest, it's just not part of the tutorial anymore. Small chronic break, basically, yes. You may skip the character tutorial after your first time, just the same as before. You'll automatically complete the quest and be eligible for subsequent quests in the storyline, starting with the Harborage, upon reaching the first major city of your alliance. So, if you're making new characters who've been playing for 10 years, it doesn't make any difference to you, you won't see that. Anyway, but new players will not have that quest anymore. They'll have to go and get it manually. There's going to be a new way to do things. We recognize that much of what you experience in the space is remedial? What's that word? What the fuck is that? For veteran. Basically shit for veteran players. The changes in... I'm going to fuck with words. I have to. I'm going to change the updates were made based on a careful data gathering and analysis. Ooh, analysis. Yeah, basic. Basically basic. Thanks, Robert. I was already there. Let me have some humor in there. Specifically, how and why new players engage with or choose to avoid certain experiences based on what they were taught early on. So bear in mind, I'm quite sarcastic in here, so if I make fun of something, don't worry. It's to keep the pace up. Especially the choice of words. I make fun of the reasons people choose to use certain things, especially if I've never seen it in a sentence outside of the dictionary and its explanation. Of course, we can't force players to engage with certain mechanics beyond those first moments. We were, do just that as you know that you can. But ensuring that we've taken the time to explain the basics and... So basically, explain the basics and initiated super support. I'll explain it better. The recent tutorials tell you more in a short space of time. The old one is a bit redundant because it's 10 years fucking old. That's basically it. It's one of those things where you kind of run in, press some buttons, smack some bad guys, run out, nobody remembers a fucking thing. Now, they've basically made it so that you do actually have to go through the motions, and you've also got the option to go to different zones. It's been there for quite a while, but they've opted to focus on that and swap out the old shit. Last sentence was a mess. Dude, I jumped the last sentence on purpose because it's a waste of time reading it, because it's just fucking... I'm going to explain it to you basically because there's so many people on Twitch and YouTube at the same time right now. I'm going to be there all day explaining shit that doesn't need to be explained. I want to get to the good stuff. Thank you, Grammar Nazi Robert. You do this for a fucking job. Phone rings, awkward moment where the chat is silent. It's not for you, Vamp. It's not for you. Put the phone down. Right. Following changes are in place for Soul-Driven Cold Harbor questline, or quest experience even. The opening cinematic now reminiscent of ESO's original, with new and improved audio and visual fidelity. If you haven't logged into the Elder Scrolls for the first time for a long time, i.e. reinstalled it, for those at the back that don't know, you do get the original video. You do get it. But they'll change it, giving you all the extra stuff. Upon the first load into the game, you'll no longer be overwhelmed with collectible acquired mail alerts, etc. You still get those collectibles and or account updates, but it will not overload your visual space upon the first arrival in your cell. Yes, if you buy the collector's version and you haven't played the game before, congratulations, you find out where your email button is, because you got fuck tons of stuff. If you know any other messages that seem noisy to you upon first arrival, please call them out. That is quite intimidating for new players. Tony recently joined PlayStation, and upon opening up the collector's version, she was given like 1 million mounts, 1 million pets, all these different things, which is great. But as a new player, you're like, holy fuck! I don't even know what walk is yet. How the fuck am I supposed to ride? Hi, Sight Ninjas. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Liana, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Llama needs a shout out. How you doing, Llama? Cucumber, Spanish Monkey, welcome to the stream. Mother Ducky, how you doing also? You always start in third person mode now. You can switch to first person as you see fit. So for those people wondering how the fuck to change your controls, you do go through that in the tutorial. It is there, but you now start in third person. I don't know how many people know about this or have paid attention to this, but generally speaking, when a new chapter comes out, the first thing I pay attention to is the tutorial, because I want to see how new players actually receive it. They have made a conscious effort to push even further with the tutorial side of the game. Not even speaking to you, because you haven't said hello yet, and you know how it works. Not sure which monkey, but thanks. All is well, thank you, dude. Getting comfy, listening to the Natch Podes. Everyone calls it that, don't they? It's got to stick, isn't it? It's just got to stay there. Matthias, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Turtle Swatter, also welcome. Your first conversation will be with the Prophet when he appears in your cell as you approach the door. Lyris will proceed to break you out afterwards. Prophet, if for those that don't know, is the guy that keeps creeping up on you and saying, Vestige, meet me in the toilets. Rich, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Rich, I've already told everyone off. Already done it. You missed the first bit. I said, whoever's watched this or read this already, I don't fucking care. Because, you know, we're going to read it live, and just because they've read it already doesn't matter. We've got Rich in the chat, people. Give him a shout out. You'll receive the new weapon for the Dremora corpse outside of your cell based on your selected class, based on most familiar archetype fantasy related to your class choice. These weapons are in Daedric style. So, that's risky. Now, while it's any class, any race, any role, since Mr. Rich is in here, so no hints then? No, no hints! While this is any class, any race, any role, you've just given the aesthetic, apparently, or preferred choice, for what people like to do with classes, which could technically over-influence a brand new player to choose a set weapon for a set class when they don't understand already that anything goes. Risky. I'll read. Arcanist, Fire Staff, Dragon Knight, Two-Handed Axe, Necromancer, Ice Staff, Nightblade, Bow, Sorcerer, Lightning Staff, Templar, Two-Handed Sword, Warden, Ice Staff. Alright, whatever. Surely you are not saying Rich does not matter since he already read it. I see what you did there, Rav. I didn't say those words. Rich gets to read it all first because he gets to okay it. He's the one that goes, yeah, do it. He's responsible for this one. Well, technically not responsible for the idea, but definitely responsible for the outcome. Anyway, the first Dremora you defeat in battle, Light Attack fellow tutorial fellow will drop an additional weapon or set of weapons for you. These weapons are in Daedric style. Arcanist, Twin Daggers, Dragon Knight, Fire Staff, Necromancer, Two-Handed Axe, an Axe, specifically an Axe, Arcanist, specifically Daggers, Nightblade, Daggers, Sorcerer, Daggers, Templar, Ice Staff, Warden, Axes. What about swords and maces? What do you think of the weapon change? I'm getting there. Don't get ahead of me. Where is the sword and board? Right? Where is the sword and board? Anyway, we've got to keep going. You can and will find other weapons throughout the Wayland prison to equip yourself the way you want to if you go explore and loot enemies. That's great, but you force someone to believe that that class belongs with that weapon. Or that weapon belongs to that class. Risky. Devil 6, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. You're assuming that people can pick up on that. It's risky. I'm not going to say people are stupid or anything. I'm just going to throw that out there and you can make your own assumption. The combat training tutorials have been updated to current standards as were laid out in Gates of Adamant's combat teaching moments. Good, because people need to pick that stuff up in the beginning. Dylan, you're way behind, dude. Someone put in YouTube that Dylan needs to refresh his stream. Vekar the Forge Master is your first apply what you need encounter, with the expectation you will do what you were just taught as those attacks become available, without being too mechanical or phase driven. It will also instruct you on how to dodge roll, albeit not in a friendly manner. Okay, so we'll shout stand out of stupid, just because you name him Darren. Who named who Darren? I didn't name anyone Darren. Said the word stupid. Oh, you reused the... I see what you did. Itemization in Wayland Prison has completely reworked, stripping out unnecessary teaching moments that are not immediately relevant. Specifically, you should no longer receive any kind of crafting components in this space. Fair enough. I mean, you don't need to learn how to make a weapon while you're trying to get out of a prison, unless you're Tony Stark, in which case you need to make a suit quickly. This is to reduce inventory pressure on a new character and remove prompts to craft things at stations that don't exist in the tutorial zone. Okay. In a cave, yes. Thank you, Ghosty. It's just for clout, don't worry. Boo, I loot everything in tutorial. You can still loot everything, Bilky Taunt. There's just less stuff to pick up. There's no mushrooms. You have to pick up a stick. Or another weapon because you haven't found what you want yet because you were forced to believe an Arcanist has to have a flame staff and 2 daggers. You will still receive other loot drops such as potions, equipment, and other items that are immediately useful in your escape attempt. So, we're good. We can still pick up potions and shit. So you've got loads of useless crap you won't use. You can still loot world objects, your precious urns. Nice. See? You're covered. They got you covered. To find items, but you should not be surprised that funerary urns in Molag Bal's happy fun time jail mostly contain ashes and bones. At least you can sell them later. Fair enough. More lockpicks? Maybe. No, just binoculars. Savage. Stealth training section is mostly reworked. Okay, good. I'm going to be hopeful of this, but I'm going to read it. What about if you elect to start a new character in the Infinite Archive and only collect progress from there? Shut up, Pale. Welcome to the stream. Stealth training, there is but one path to sneak through now, nearest to where you exit the cell block. And the teaching moments here are more thoughtful and paced. Barrels, ooh, you know the Thieves Guild stuff that nobody fucking knows about because nobody does the Thieves Guild story anymore? That's just, I know, that's broad because that nobody does it, everybody does it. Okay, not everybody, but one person does. I'm joking, it's fucking great, do it, but just don't be too disappointed with the ending. The actual story's pretty good. Just the ending you get, no spoilers. Anyway, the barrels were introduced in the Thieves Guild. Lots of people don't understand how they work. This is good. Barrels to hide in are also interspersed, another big word, along the path with a relevant tutorial if you get close to them. You are not mandated to proceed through this area in any form of stealth. Shit. If you want to bash your way through, feel free, but we do ask that you at least press the buttons that make you sneak so you know you can. Huh. So there are some that require you to be sneaky or else, like you keep getting caught, you reset, blah, 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 blah. Some you can't actually get through. Others you can YOLO. You're teaching people to YOLO too soon. I appreciate the fact you're teaching them to sneak, but if you teach them that they can just YOLO through every sneak situation, it's not quite true. Oh well, whatever. At least you're teaching people how to sneak. Stage 4 vamp, surely. No. Hi Zai, when I first started all the documentation confused the hell out of me. Was only through your guides and videos that I learned what was what and how to do stuff. Thank you, Rob. Much appreciated. Read that already. Many ambient scenes and characters throughout the Wayland prison now have different actors and behaviors. Ambient encounter composition and staging is improved and modernized throughout the Wayland prison. The lockpicking tutorials have been revised somewhat. You'll receive several prompts, pop-ups, or tutorials leading up to the door itself. And the timer has been greatly increased in duration to 5 minutes to give you ample time to practice. You get 5 minutes to figure out how to wiggle a stick in a... No, I'm not going to finish that fucking sentence. That was awkward. Either way, people learn to lockpick. Just inside the Undercroft... just inside the Undercroft is a new break-free teaching moment. You will trigger a freezing trap. I can't get out of that. It was fucking said on the internet. Can't get out of it. Appropriately staged with surrounding frozen escapes and prompted by break free. Okay, so you're going to get taught how to break free. Thank fuck for that, because it's really important when it comes to stuff like Direfrost, because people still don't know how to get past that bloody boss. You can do it in 30 seconds. Congratulations. I bet she's really happy. Undercroft has been streamlined to have fewer dead ends and give you... I'm never getting through this fucking notes, you know. Give you a single, if windy, path through it. The general threat level in the Undercroft has also increased. Okay, so you feel a bit more challenged. What was that? That's it off the Lazy Tank today and made it into Dark Soul. Love it. Thanks for the build. You are most welcome. That's what we did, boss. Fucking hell. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Bill K. Toilet, that was fucking hilarious. Look at this. Look at this. I have a beer. Tony just brought me a beer. Did you hear how... Listen to that. Those are maze balls. I'm going to do this as well. Listen. See, this is why we don't like people getting ahead of us, so we can have moments like this. Because if people got ahead of us and went, well, I listened to another streamer and they said... No one cares what anyone else said. Go watch them. I just got here. How the notes so far? So far, I can't get through the fuckers because there's all these fucking innuendos coming out. From the chat, actually. Earlier, they were talking about how to put a stick in a lock. Really exciting patch notes. Scribing system. Yes, but let me get there. Don't blame me. Rich's fault, obviously. By the way, there is a slight bit of humor in the new patch note editing, and it's actually quite good. So, whoever has taken on board Gina's job, which someone's going to shout the name in the chat, obviously, because the name is at the top of the thing. It's there at the post. Pretty good so far. Sweetest sound. The beer? Yes, your filthy mind's eye. Tut-tut. It's definitely not mine. Don't gaslight me. Vamp. How dare you? Is that what they are calling it these days? It is. In your endos. Shut up, pal. Right. The Child of Bones is second. Apply what you learned. Encounter. You will be able to use everything you've learned against it. Nearly fucked my words up. And its health and damage output have been increased. Bear in mind, I've been already working most of the day. So I'm knackered already. So shut up. Guess-ho, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Becco is making humans again. I bet he is. I thought it was KY. Kuro, how you doing as well on YouTube? The Prophet is still around to heal you, and death is still unlikely with new players if you aren't just standing in the proverbial fire, i.e. don't stand in fucking stupid. You will continue to be sent to your Alliance's starter island after leaving the Wayland prison. The islands continue to be the best way to introduce new players to the... Thank you, BLK Torna, for the bits. Much appreciated. Also, Liana is a Dragonborn. Thank you very much. It's also educating us about birds and the bees. Yeah, sticks and locks. Where did I fucking get to, Ben? You distracted me. These islands continue to be the best way to introduce new players into the game world and give them a sense of community. Both new and experienced players can still travel to their preferred content by using way shrines or travel to player methods. Bear in mind, new player... Just saying, feedback. New players won't necessarily know that they can travel to other players and probably don't have friends yet. So cool, but I get the idea though. The starting zones, to be fair, when you first ever go there, it's kind of like, ah, I'm in the world now. It's not too scary, but fuck, there's a rat. So it's kind of cool. Steps were taken to ensure skill points. Where the fuck did I go to? I've lost my brain. Skill point priority for players who were in various states of completion of Gates of Adamant and or Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor specifically. That was a weird one to read. I don't know where the fuck I messed that one up. Your mom doesn't have any friends yet? No, obviously not. Do you want to be her friend? You can't, Mike. You've got a lawn. She's not allowed on it. Stick locks and something just bashing it. Yes, of course. If you create a new character from scratch since Gates of Adamant is no longer accessible, you will receive 2 skill points upon completing or skipping Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor. Plus, the partial skill point you would get from claiming the Sky Shard in there. Standard stuff. You're telling us about the Daddy Key and the Mummy Lock love each other very much. They do not. That's why you get 5 minutes. Oh, fuck's sake. If you have completed Gates of Adamant or given a character, but not Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor, you Cold Harbor. You will receive only 1 skill point with completing the latter when you get around to doing it. And we'll get the partial skill point for the Sky Shard as normal. Remember, there's 1 Sky Shard in the tutorial, so it teaches you, hey, you can pick these up. If you're still in Gates of Adamant when this change rolls out and complete it, the previous bullet point still applies. You won't get more skill points by setting yourself up. So, sneaky bastards that are picking up the Sky Shard and then waiting for it to kick in and then go in and go pick it up again or whatever. Ways around it. They've already thunk of it. Naughty. You're fine. You're not going to get there. Other changes. The Novice and Champion armor previews during the character creation are less Blackwood themed and more modern. What does modern mean? Since it's roughly in the same time as we were last in. We'll have to have a look. Player testable, I guess. The portal movies that normally play upon using all of the Gates of Adamant portals for characters who may be in strange limbo between tutorial quests may no longer play as they have been removed from the client to save space. Oh, so that's why they weren't working. When you reach a certain age, sometimes 5 minutes is all you need. Or 1. Depends, Kest. Cool soul magic is no longer automatically a spent point. Let me get there. Let me get there. If you go ahead of me, you get timed out. I'm intrigued. Go on. Mike is interested, Kest. He has heard that he doesn't have to work for more than 5 minutes, so he's really happy. Modern, I was thinking it to be similar to game login screens. It changes with update, maybe. That's a useless comment. I asked a question. You don't have an answer. Why don't you have an answer? It's not an answer, Vamp. More second era. Look, that was a question also. Rich should tell us. Rich knows the answer. We can just go into the game in a bit. Don't worry. Two-sided Battlegrounds. Here we go. Update 44 introduces two-sided Battlegrounds. 4v4 and 8v8. I want to see 5... No, I don't. Actually, cancel that. I want to see 8 Constipators in Battlegrounds on one team. Or 5 Constipators, 3 Ballistas. Or 4 Constipators, 3 Ballistas and a Lazy Sork. Or something like that. BGs is not your deal. Oh, we have to turn the patch off now. We have to delete it. BLK Torna said that they don't want to play it. So we can't have it now. Whatever you say, I'm working on it. Constipation? No, Constipator. See, I'm the one that's allowed to fuck up the words. You have to listen carefully. Put Constipator in the chat. Exactly, it's all about me. I knew it. I knew it was... Fuck's sake. You can't have nice things anymore. BLK Torna's decided we're not having the patch, so rip. Sorry, it's not my fault. What's that? Put the link in the chat. There you go. Enjoy. It's really easy if you just follow that. Diesel, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's a build. It is a build, Cucumber. Correct. I'm never going to get through these fucking notes. The Pit Demon and Fire Drakes will battle on 7. Check them, people. Check this for an update. You ready for this? I'm going to repeat it. Just in case you didn't heard it right the first time. 7 new maps. Fucking 7. For 4v4 or 8v8 battles. Conspirator, is that a wolf tank? No, it's literally the video is right there. Just click. You know how to click links, right? I'm sure you've scrolled through Instagram before, and I'm pretty sure you logged on to Twitch. Click that. One subject matter at a time. I'm doing patch notes. All of the new BGs look us out of things we can get like achievement. No. Why not 8 maps? Jimbo Baggins, I don't know. So psyched indeed. Right, I'll get there. I'll get there. Where have we gone? 4 of the new maps are tailored to 8v8, while 3 of the maps are better suited to 4v4 due to their smaller size. Players can join these queues at level 50, whereas players between levels 10 and 49 have their own level banded 8v8. These queues support solo, duo, trio, or full group participation, but not large groups. Oh, naughty. The 8v8 queue will feature all game modes: Capture the Relic, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Chaos Ball, and Crazy King. There are also variants of Chaos Ball. One variant, there are 3 Chaos Balls in one play. Variant 2, 2 of the 3 balls have transformation powers, turning you into a Vampire Lord or Werewolf Behemoth. If you didn't see that on their live stream, the Vampire Lord is Vampire Lord, like the transformation from the Ultimate from Vampire, and the Werewolf is fucking Juffy. You get to turn into Juffy in a battleground. Does Conspirator make our fields of craps barren? Yes. It's insane. This is my voice. Read that already. You're tagging someone. Brilliant. Boover Boy, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Savage TSC, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Have a shout out. AV8 matches will also have power-ups scattered throughout the map. Yes. Classic deathmatch. Brilliant. These power-ups include increased damage, super speed, increased damage mitigation, and one-time burst ultimate grants. 4v4 queue will feature the following game modes: Team Deathmatch, Domination, Crazy King. However, they will have additional functionality highlighted, such as rounds, lives, and spectator cameras. Ooh. JD, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I quit playing this game. What the fuck has that got to do with me? Round matches are the best of 3 format, and they last 5 minutes each round. Some matches will have lives as are displayed in upper right corner of the UI HUD. So some of them have lives. Basically, if you run out, you're dead, obviously. Lives are per person, not per team. When you run out of lives, you can no longer respawn in the match. Ooh. Cool, I guess. Yeah, imagine looking something up that you don't want to look up and then complain about it. I mean, that wasn't the best move, was it? You can't last 5 minutes. Don't worry, dude. Not everybody can. Spectator camera will only be in matches where there are lives. So if you're dead and you're sitting on the bench, you can watch people from their camera, obviously. How's it on, ninjas? No pants. 7 days. Brilliant. Quitters quit. They do. They don't even quit, do they? People that say, I've quit, come back. So you haven't really quit. You're just taking a break. People that don't say anything have quit. You can only spectate members of your team who are alive. I've read that one already. Team deathmatch with lives. If you wipe the enemy out, that is considered a 1 round. Ooh. So, where's my brain going? Headhunt. If you headhunt individual players, I'm not encouraging you to be a toxic bastard. I'm just saying as a strategy, if you headhunt the really fucking tough ones, or just the really weak ones, the squishy ones, and you get their lives down, that fucker's not coming back. So if you primary that healer over and over and over and over, not only are you going to wipe him off the board, not only are you going to make it easier to kill the rest of the group, but you're also going to make a really upset, salty loser cry to his mum. Winning! Brilliant. There are more ways to win in PvP than just being the one that gets the kill. You could just hold him there while everyone else kicks him on the ground. Spectator camera. I've read that one already. Gone further ahead. I have read out. A new single player or new single competitive leaderboard will replace the existing 3 based solely on scoring with 4v4 matches and based on your medals earned, similar to the current system. So there's loads of fucking boards right now. They're going to have one major one. Constipated with damage mitigation. Yes, indeed. And that's right there is what PvP is all about. Yes, it is. Just do the VLDL taunt. Salvage trying too hard. So basically, endeavor to play Battlegrounds, you just die only a couple of times. Not a couple of times. You get a certain amount of lives. They haven't decided how many yet, fully. I mean, they might have one set in stone at the moment, but that could change over time. Folks do that now. They do that now. They do headhunt now, BLK Tournament, but it's not going to make a huge difference. If you let me explain. At the moment, they might make someone respawn lots. With the new system, you're going to be able to kill someone dead. They're not coming back. They went out to get that bottle of milk. You're never getting that milk. Like dad. You get me? Yeah, brilliant. Tiebreakers have been added to scoring. Ooh, if a match ends with both teams having the same score, the match will be determined by looking at the medals earned and lives left for the tiebreakers. In a rare case of a tie, across all other determining metrics, both teams will be assessed as not winning, but also not losing for reward purposes. So you all come second. If you have a tiebreaker, you basically don't have a tiebreaker. You just literally tie, and you all get a participation award. Search and destroy Battlegrounds. You get it. Vade gets it. People cry about it now, so just imagine. They do. Battleground rewards. Let's see. We've got some new stuff, people. So, one win will award a green coffer containing 1,000 alliance points, any Battleground item set in green quality, 1 soul gem, and a small chance to get Battleground style page. 2 wins will award the same stuff, basically, as far as this is concerned, but blue quality, double the points and soul gems, and increased chance of a Battleground style page. Next one is the same, except 3,000 instead of 1 or 2, and in 3 soul gems, plus guaranteed style page for 3 wins. In addition, all containers will contain any Battlegrounds style item, a Battlemaster token, a new item earned in Battlegrounds used in conjunction with Alliance points to purchase new collectibles at Battleground Supply Merchant, Style pages are limited to 1 per day. They are curated, so you will only obtain a new style page before getting a random one. So you'll basically fill your sticker book. You won't get random ones until your book is full. Much like Infinite Archive and all that good stuff. There are also new mailers for 2-sided Battlegrounds, which also contain improved rewards broken into competitive and standard. Winning competitive Battlegrounds will award the following. 1 PvP set item in purple quality, either a new Battleground exclusive set or a still current rewards for the worthy set. Battleground style item, 3 soul gems, white transmute geodes, guaranteed Battleground style page, and a very low chance to get a chef. How the fuck do you say this word? Arquiticus? Mike, how do you say that word? Loss of thesis. No, it's not. Arquitius. Is that how you say it? What sort of word is this? Why are you giving me shit for, Zos? I can't even say Zos properly. It's Joss. Can't believe Joss got jeffed. You can't see it? Tough shit then. I die way more than 3 times in Battleground per match. We'll rip. What the hell is Arquitius? Arctic monkey. That's what it is. It's English? Dude, unnecessary use of weird words. Say, chef bollocks. Easier. Anyway, standard win. Use weird words in your patch notes. Stuff I've never even seen before. This is what they do to me, right? They make me learn English by reading these notes. They're not there for everybody else. They're not even there for BLK Torna. They're there to teach me how to use other words other than fuck. Thanks, Rich. Much appreciated. Standard win will award the following. 1 PvP... I've read this already. So basically, we're going to go through the same thing, except it's going to be slightly different. I know that's the one I already read, isn't it? Oh, no, there's the next one down. The difference is... Bollocks. No, scroll down. Any loss will award the following. You get rewards for dying. For losing. Research number has been disconnected. You believe that you're receiving this message in error. Please contact customer service. We apologize for inconvenience and have a nice day. See, I can read inconvenience. Is that chef's name? Yes, it is. That's the name. It is not normal that English has like 60% extra letters. No, you mean Americans have less letters because they're too lazy. There is a special place in hell for people who come up with complicated words. Yes, it's called Mike's Lawn. 1 PvP item set in variable quality determined by performance. You get performance-based rewards. So if you play shit, you get shit stuff. So you think you're the best and you get green stuff. Like, oh! Either a new Battleground exclusive set or still current rewards of the worthy set. And 1 soul gem. I like this, but I'm going to point out that is a big kick in the nuts. Imagine that. Hey, you lost. Here's a soul gem. Treat yourself. Don't spend it all at once. Pick Unforgiven Carpet up. Lazy mean efficient. That's exactly what it means. You'd get potatoes then, probably. Mike's Lawn is mesmerizing but deadly. True. Participation award. Here's a soul gem. Style pages awarded by Battleground mailers are limited to 1 per day. This is separate from the daily quests and other sources that award the style pages. We've increased the chance of obtaining Chef Fuckboy Lost Thesis. However, it is still rare to acquire. So that's your really, really rare shit. Did I read the YouTube comments? Yes, I did. Mike's Lawn is also guarded by a dragon. Yes, it is. I was going to go somewhere else with that, but I'm not going to bother. Leaderboard rewards have also had its structure improved, with every leaderboard coffer containing the following. New Battleground set piece in gold quality. Ooh, everyone say ooh. Battleground set piece in purple quality. 1 style page curated. Very nice. Happy fashion. Starting with the new Gale Skirmish Gladiator style pages, which are currently exclusive to leaderboard rewards. In Canada, we use you in color, armor, and neighbor. Double everything. I and American spell jewelry as jewelry. Laziness confirmed. Yes, I'm aware. I was commenting on it. Don't worry. Thank you, Google. Cucumber. Chef Fuckboy, that's going to stick. It is. I have to give them pet names. For fuck's sake, Jeff stuck. It's confirmed that Rich uses the word Jeff to describe a Daedroth, which means these shortened terms and accurate names do actually find a home. Once you have all the Gladiator pages, they will fall back into other new Battleground style pages than old ones. Should you have a completely awesome Battleground style page closet and all the styles, a 10,000 gold sellable awaits you. I had to double check how that was supposed to be read. That was a joke. Brilliant. This bit was a joke. Completely awesome Battleground style page closet. Love that. And a purple transformation geode. Brilliant. Excuses. Efficiency, not laziness. Got about a dragon, don't talk about his mum like that. See, that's where I was going to go, but I didn't. So. You need fuckboy thesis? Brilliant. Imperial City revamp. Ooh. Can I say about fucking time? No shade. I'm just going to be honest about it. I fucking love Imperial City. Regardless of this bit, because I'm going to read it in a minute. I love Imperial City in its early stages. The raw jump down, smash everyone for fucking hours was brilliant. The flags, I'm going to be honest, regardless of whether they remove them or not, don't get ahead of me, I think make people stay out of there for longer. Because the whole, oh my god, we've got to run all the way back to that district kind of killed the fast pace of it. And also, the enemies were too easy to kill, so nobody goes in the fucking arena to get that achievement anymore. That's just my opinion of it. But I really enjoyed Imperial City, regardless. I liked it earlier, though. Imperial City has gone under comprehensive reward structuring as part of a major overhaul of how PvP item sets can be acquired. The first major call-out is that Imperial Keys and Imperial Key Fragments are being converted to new account-wide currency. Ooh. Imperial Fragment. My bank is full of that shit. Keys and Key Fragments will be automatically converted from your inventory or when they first go into your inventory from banks, guild traders, etc. Going forward, enemies will also drop this new currency instead of either keys or fragments. Unlike Telvar, you do not lose this currency on death. That is something that has been around ever since the release of that DLC. They've changed it backwards and forwards, well, not necessarily backwards and forwards, but they've changed it structure-wise a few times. Changing that to currency is fucking awesome. Not only because now it makes sense what the fuck you can do with it, other than going to all the doors and going, no, that's the wrong one. But freeing up your inventory space, because I've got fucking tons of them. I have my dragons deliver fertilizer every month. I mean, they shit on Mike's lawn. Knew it. Meanwhile, Americans measure every meter as an equivalent to a laundry machine. They also put ounces in liquid, which is fucking weird. Nice. That's pretty good, actually. They did this with the fragments for White Gold Tower and Imperial City, but it wasn't currency. They just consolidated it so it was the same fucking thing. And now they're doing all that stuff. I do wish we'd go metric over here. See? You can't always get what you want, but it makes sense that we whinge about it and you want it. It's true. Another major call out is the vault doors in both Imperial City and its dungeons. Imperial City Prison and White Gold Tower are no longer gated by keys or fragments. What the fuck? You can now freely enter the vaults without having to worry about fragment conversions or having keys. Inside the vaults are new vendors who have replaced the treasure chests even. This is where you can spend the new Imperial fragment currency. These new vendors contain many of the spoils usually found in the vault chests, as well as some additional items, sets, and other collectibles. Sets are spread across all 6 vaults as well as in the 2 dungeons, so everyone is encouraged to make sure to hit all of the vaults to get access to what they need. Oh, that's pretty good. Legionized staff, is that what you have needed back then? Oh my god. When the news agency informs you about the Arena Grande-sized boulder blocking the road, you know they use every excuse in order to avoid metric. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty cool. And we're going to go and have a look, obviously. As for the Imperial City sewers, vendors there have also been restructured to make more sense and brought up to standards matching those set in previous updates. Okay, because their stuff's a bit redundant now. Not to say that it's bad, because people might always want it, but for people that have been playing forever, where's the new stuff? Anyway, Telvar First Armorer and Telvar Second Armorer are now Telvar Armorer and Telvar Grand Armorer. They no longer sell certain individual armor pieces. They now sell item set containers similar to the Elite Gear vendor. The Telvar Jewelry Merchant is now the Telvar Rotating Merchant. Does he spin on the spot? That's all I can see is a fucking Zivkin going, whee! Like the doll in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Which contains a weekly rotating stock of goods, including gold PvP jewelry, mythic antiquity leads, skill styles and skill style fragments, treasure map containers, and scripts for scribing. I mean, it would be nice to have some other variations of stuff, but I'm not mad at that at all. That's actually a pretty good change. Spin to win vendor. I'd vote for merchant on a cake spinner. Of course you would. Just the vendor spinning. Just the vendor. Just the dude spinning around. You don't have anything on there. You don't buy anything. He just spins all day. take pictures of them, take videos. Telvar Equipment Lockbox Merchant is now called Telvar Collectibles Merchant. This one is actually a really good change. I do like this. Having that there, giving you encouragement to spend Telvar on something other than fucking flowers. So this one has Zivkin Polymorphs. I got all of those, one after the other on a PvP event on live stream. It's there on YouTube. Siege of Cyrodiil glue items for combining the Siege Cyrodiil merits into other collectibles. Dragon Guard Berserker style pages. Red Rook Garb style pages. So this one... This is helpful for putting collectibles together, but there's going to be a point in time where this one becomes redundant for people that have got everything. The rotating one, obviously, is really good because it's ever-changing. This one is going to run out of stuff, and so are these two. Again, that's hard to scale, but sure, we've got some new stuff. Telvar General Merchant is staying in place now, only selling the following. Crafting materials, glyphs, soul gems, style items, and furnishing. Fair enough. Achievement associated with Imperial City and its keys and key fragments have been changed. The following have been removed from the game. Key Collector, Imperial City Locksmith, Imperial City Dungeon Locksmith, and has been added to Imperial Fragment Collector. And if you previously had the Key Collector achievement, you will have this achievement automatically granted to you. Consolidation, I guess. Do we still get the same amount of points? Not that we use them for anything, but do we still get them? PvP item set reward cadence. With the reworking of Battlegrounds rewards and Imperial City itemization, we have also reworked the overall PvP item set reward cadence. Currently, as we introduce new PvP item sets, new sets start off in rewards of the worthy. These sets then filter entirely into Cyrodiil. As part of the update, we will be establishing a more thorough reward cadence to fit with all the various PvP modes in ESO. That was a mouthful and a half, just saying. New sets will continue to be added to the rewards of the worthy. This is unchanged. As new sets are introduced, so new patch, new stuff, the previous sets will continue to remain in the rewards of the worthy, herein referred to as old sets. This is also unchanged. Old sets will also become part of a competitive Battlegrounds item set reward structure. This will be in addition to the Battlegrounds exclusive set items. When an additional set rotates into this pool, the previous set rotates out. In other words, only one update of sets is available as a reward at any time. Previous old sets will be removed from rewards of the worthy. Again, this is unchanged. Previous old sets will be filtered into various PvP modes. There must have been a better way to describe this. Into Cyrodiil via town merchants and content drops, delves, dolmens is unchanged from the existing reward structure as well. Into Imperial City as part of the vault vendors for Telvar and or Imperial fragments. This would... Oh, they're moving to there. Sorry, I've read that as two different things rather than one whole sentence. This would be in addition to other Telvar merchants who sell the Imperial City exclusive set items. Into standard battleground rewards. This is how the new cadence looks. Okay, this is probably going to be a bit easier. Rewards of the worthy stay at the top. Competitive battlegrounds are next. And then you've got standard, elite, and vaults. So vendors. Fair enough. So there's a tree there if you like it. Want to hear a good pickup line? Nope, not really. Nice try though. Say hello, like most people. Imagine jumping on stage and trying to tell a joke. No one wants to hear it. How you doing, Dave? Welcome to the stream. Golden Pursuits. This is what we really want to know. Say that really fast. Say, this is what we really want to know. 15 times. While I drink this beer. New feature designed to give players even more ways to earn in-game rewards will make its debut in Update 44, Golden Pursuits. This new feature will be dynamic and appear during special limited time windows. Tell you what I want when I really, really want. Fucking Pale's trying way too hard. Participation in Golden Pursuits will allow players to earn special account-wide rewards, including items, in-game currencies, and more. When active, a section of activities will be available to complete and appear in a special menu within the group and activity finder. Good job, I just made a video about that. Put YouTube in the chat if you haven't seen today's video. It's about the activity finder. If you didn't know about it, you do now. As players complete Golden Pursuit activities, they will unlock milestone rewards along the way, all while working to earn special capstone rewards. These new activities won't always be available, but when they are live, all notification for Golden Pursuits will appear on the announcement panel. Players will be able to track specific tasks as they work to earn the capstone reward. I'm big on pickup lines. I could crowd control you instead. Dear oh dear. Not reading them. Shit jokes. Make your own stage. The first Golden Pursuit campaign will go live sometime after Update 44 rolls out to all players, so be on the lookout for an opportunity to earn great rewards. What rewards? was a long way to describe we're getting new shit. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but what do we get? Where's the list? HDR update for PC. Don't need to read that too much because that's loads of tech stuff that lots of people are going to switch off on. But basically, we've got this on console already. We've got HDR support and everything, and they've been pushing for shinier shit on PC. If you have a really shiny graphics card and system and screen, now you can do the stuff and things. New homes, we can't see those, but we can see them on PTS if they're there to mess around with. This is more visual than words because I can't really show you anything right now, can I? But glowing crystals dot the walls in the abandoned dwarven it's a dwarven place. It's a Dwemer mine. And you've got this place, which is Grand Gallery of Tamriel. Once the primary museum of collections curated in the University of that place. A notable home can be acquired sometime next year, September 2025. Doesn't say September, don't worry. 2025. 2 houses again, I can't show you. Maybe you can go check yourself, because I think the patch is ready. Seems to be. If not, maybe you'll see it on live stream later. Depending on how much time I have, because these streams are quite tricky. New furnishings. We've got 57 new furnishings. I would love to go over all this stuff, but let's face it, you can't see them right now, so no point me really talking about it. Is it just me, or is it the green on white not easy on your eyes? No, it's just you. You're not the one reading it. I mean, you're trying to squint at the screen, but I'm the one kind of reading it to you, so I'm fine. Thanks, though. Gotta go wishing you funsies. Smooch, thank you very much for joining. New skill styles. Hello. Update 44 brings 4 new skill styles. Technically, we can't see those, but I did see 1 or 2 on their live stream. We talked about this a few days ago. As far as we've seen so far, there's mostly been like different colors. They're introducing a new effect entirely. Puncture is going to have a lava effect. Changing, I know they say skill styles, but changing from just raw color, which we expected them to do, to actual animated effects is pretty fucking cool. And your mind should be burst wide open right now as to all the possibilities that could happen down the line for all the skills. This is obviously a new thing, but they are moving very fucking fast. More lag. Oh, really? Fucking hell. Have a day off. Both Sigil Order skills, Accelerate and Undo, the ultimate, are getting purple variants. See? Ooh, purple. The One Hand and Shield skill line's Puncture ability is getting a molten variant. So they went really far on that one. Old gen Xbox, yes. That sounds like a you problem. While the Destruction style Force Shock ability is getting a Wild Burn variant, both Puncture, Lava Burst, and Force Shock Wild Burn feature all new special effects. The first of their kind, read that, the first of their kind. You can acquire these new skills via new in-game achievements or with Archival Fortunes. Hello, Infinite Archive. With the exception of Accelerate, nobody cares. They do, obviously. Purple Star, which can be rarely found by Shitjig portals. Those are actually on the Ultimate Guides, I think. Put zone guides in the chat. Thanks for streaming, Zai. Catch you later. Thank you very much for joining. Much appreciated. Bit of cake in the chat. Get a PS. I can't wait for the Meteor Still Style that summons my mount from Sky bursting down in a splat. Tell me when that happens, because I'm going to get it. Right. New companions. Update 44 introduces 2 brand new companions to ESO. I think it's Tanlorin and Zerif. Zerif Var. I've pronounced names. I've tried. I tried, Zos. I tried to say names. Don't shoot me. I can't say names. I can't even say your names. I get Mike's name wrong, and it's very similar to mine. Tanlorin is a scrappy high elf who mixes soul magic with Dragon Knight abilities. She's Dragon Knight. There you go. While the Stotic Khajiit Zerif Var utilizes the power of necromancy. I couldn't remember what the fucking high elf was. It's a DK. I have solved it. Pre-ordered it. Excellent. Good. Job done. If you are a current ESO Plus member, both are free to claim within the Crown Store. After claiming, they will be yours to own regardless of ESO Plus membership status. I'll explain that for those at the back with the popcorn, because I know one person is really loud with their crisps right now, so you lot can't hear anything. If you have ESO Plus, when the companions land, you can claim them for free. If you do that, they're yours forever. That's it. Now, next up. During this PTS cycle, we're again supplying 2 templates to utilize, the standard level 50 and the standard level 50 with 3,600 champion points. Built to help you with the new companions, Statue and Vocal Guard. This template also has as usual contains all the new item sets. Imperial fragments will be added to the templates in a later update. So we don't have those right now. Brilliant. So all the exciting stuff we can't even mess with. After level 25 starter... I can't even read. A level 25 starter template is also there. So you've got a really, really low character, and you've got a max one with all max champion points and loads of gear. Smack Lips eating salt crisps. I knew it was you. Known issues. This is stuff on the actual PTS that is busted. So if you do give feedback, and you should, if it is any of these, don't bother. They already know. Mocky, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to take a sip of beer before we do this. Because the next bit's combat stuff. That's the bit we're waiting for. Maybe we won't get any really long or awkward or obscure words to read that aren't in my vocabulary that Zos puts in there just to test me. Combat changes Pog. Scott, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I did see you in there. I don't think I said hi. Fix an issue where some channeled-based abilities such as Soul Strike could visually persist if you began bracing or holding block very, very quickly after activating ability. That actually works with Jesus Beam as well. It bugs out. The following changes have been made to the raiding housing dummies synergy ability in efforts to reduce their strain on your client and the server. Note, by the way, I stuck way too many of them together and I blew it up. Because they all have to calculate each other's buffs and debuffs, which are all insane and stacked lots of different directions. If you put like 30 or 40 of them, you're going to blow up your house. I may have done that. The following change have been... I read that one already. So, Spear Shards will no longer attempt to fire at targets that are on cooldown for the synergy. So, you must have seen that before. Where you're trying to take a synergy, it's under your feet, and it's just firing on the timer. Thank you very much indeed for the chicken attack. Remove the travel time and delay of the spear landing and reduce the impact visual effects of the spear landing. So, that was a problem, apparently. Okay. Fix an issue with the following permanent effects influence your UI resource bars. So, Undaunted Metal, Lunar Bastion, Expert Summoner, Zorin's Masterpiece, Argonian Resistance, Resourceful, Dynamic, Resist Affliction, Resist Front, Emperor, Armor of the Veiled Inheritance, Dominance, Yandir's Might, and Glacial Presence. That is fixed an issue where the following permanent effects influence your UI resource bars. Okay, fine. Again, for those that were having lag, Cucumber, they're on your side. So when you're in Cyrodiil and struggling really, really badly, don't worry. The spear on the dummy is better. You're good. Ardent Flame, Inferno, Carterize. This morph now heals up to 4 nearby allies every 3 seconds rather than healing 1. Ooh. Reducing the healing per tick by 33%, resulting in an 11% increase in healing per second with the new faster tick rate. Increased the cost, though, to 3240 up from 2160. That's fucking nice. It's been shit. It's been shit for a long time. Carterize has been a tool meant to help the Dragon Knight gain some healing for themselves and allies, but the ability always felt like it helped themselves more than their friends. In efforts to improve the healing capabilities of the class in the group content, we're making some slight adjustments. Thank you for the follow. To make the healing closer to that of something like an AoE hot, while retaining the unique feel the base ability introduces. So before I read any further on that, I'm going to point out that, I mean, I don't say nobody does because I'm not that naive, but there's not much point in using Carterize in its current state since you could just use Dragon Blood anyway. Either morph, whichever one you want to take advantage of for yourself. If you're trying to heal somebody else, I mean, you got Stone Fist or you can just use a fucking Resto skill. It was a bit pap. The faster tick rate should help ensure the ability more regularly adds... No, I did read it right. Faster tick rate should help ensure the ability more regularly adds reliable healing instead of erratic burst healing that usually healed too late by the time you needed it. Well, I mean, you can spam it. Due to the increase in healing per second, the additional allies healed, we're also reducing its effectiveness at being able to be spammed for the powerful burst heal with a lower cost. So you could spam it. People obviously were. So it'll be less effective for solo healing in a pinch, Dragon Blood anyway, but more reliable for solo healing in the sense that nearby allies are less likely to steal the heal and more steady healing overall. It's not bad. Did Arcanist get nerfed again? Dear, dear, dear. You got to have a day off, dude. Mark JPVVA, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. And this is a semi-slottable for stacks, or is that Molten Whip? It's the Molten Whip. You're talking about the... Fucking, it's fiery son. What the fuck is it called? There's a buff you get from it, and I've forgotten. It's the one with the eyes. Have a good night, Zai. Thank you for watching. Siphon Fury. Not Searing Strike. No, Siphon Fury is what it's called. That is from the Molten Whip. The other one doesn't get it. I had to find it in my files somewhere back here. Don't worry, I'm not asking people what the word is. I had to try and figure it out. You're watching my brain go like an old fucking router. Adric Spear. Focus Charge. This ability in its morphs will now also... Fucking what? Hold on a minute. Hold on to your fucking chairs. Focus Charge. This ability in its morphs will now also taunt the enemy, hit, for 15 seconds, increase the duration of major protection granted from this ability, and topple and charge morph to 7 seconds, up from 4, increasing the cost of all versions of this ability to 3, 7, 8, 0, up from 3, 5, 10. So, bear in mind, the Arcanist is the only class that has a taunt. Yes, I know, chains, but that's not an active taunt. That's one that you just fire and forget. A proper taunt. The Templar now has a taunt. Wait, from toppling charge. Wait, which is on the lazy tank, now turned into Dark Soul, which utilize a 5-piece set to do that. You can take Tormentor off Dark Soul and just use the skill. You took my constraints off my build again. It's going to be stronger. That was silly. Woo! I can't fucking wait. Dark Soul was made so fucking powerful once they took away the AoE taunt. And now they've just done it again. That Templar tank is going to be a fucking god. Explosive Charge. The Morph's taunt only applies to the first enemy hit, obviously. Increase the duration of major protection to 15 seconds, up from 10. What the fuck? To match the taunt duration. 15-second major protection. Shit the bed. Or you can get it for a full time if you put the PvP skill on. Yes, you can. But this is not wasting a slot. Bob and Weaven, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I made that build, but I think now I will. Ronaldo, if you never made it before and you're only doing it now, you never had faith in the build in the first place. Get in the bin. Toppling Charge. This morph now ranks up in cost reduction rather than 1.1% damage per rank. It results in retaining the 3, 5, 10 cost from before while reducing its damage by 3.3% at rank 4. Note to make up for this, the major protection lasts longer from base duration increase. This is fucking bonkers. We're attempting to help Templar tanks feel a bit more zealous. Bear in mind, they've recently changed spears, so when it lands, it immobilizes. They never had a mobilization. Now they've got an AoE one. Fucking insane. Yes, my brain's going 4 million miles an hour, sorry. As they jump into battle by adding a taunt to this ability and its morphs. Since these abilities don't really focus on damage, they're naturally been more beneficial for tanks to run, but didn't do enough to justify the bar slot. They fucking did. They have an AoE fucking interrupt and off balance. The added function of the taunt and extension of major protection will give another potential tool for how you wish to lead the charge as a tank with a more class-appropriate feel as you spread the light anywhere you go. Bear in mind, they're talking like it's never been done. Dark Soul literally does that. You just let me use another 5-piece set and not change my build as far as its functionality is concerned. Thank you very much. I'm pressing this. Wow. Just made Dark Soul today. I'm excited. I mean, there's stats to figure because obviously there's resistances and health and damage mitigation overall to come from that set. Plus, obviously, you heal from doing damage when you first jump in. So that's all going to be gone. But still, what the fuck? Sun Shield. This ability in its morphs now apply minor maim to enemies in an area for 10 seconds. Increase the damage shield scaling per enemy hit to up to 10% from 4. Increase the base cost to almost 4.5k, up from just under 4.5. And now that shield applies an additional affix and is stronger. Radiant Ward. This morph continues to increase the damage shield, scaling up to 20% per enemy. This morph now ranks up in damage shield size by 1.1% per rank, rather than increasing the enemy hit per scaling by 1% per rank. This results in a 3.3% shield increase at rank 4. This morph also retains its cost reduction, reducing to 4,320 rather than 4,000. So it's given us the older base cost as a final, rather than giving us the lower amount as a final because of the reduction. So basically it's just 300 magic or more. Even though it's only a 3.3% increase at rank 4, that does actually consider other passives and bonuses, so you can take that from Infinite Archive buffs. You can also take it from Bastion and all that kind of shit. Blazing Shield, this morph's damage now scales up to 33% of the damage the shield absorbed up to rank 4, up from 30. So again, a 3% increase to its effectiveness. Reduce the variance in power from rank progression to 30 from 33, up from 21 to 30. Okay, so leveling is actually pretty strong off the bat with a very small increase as you go, but overall it's stronger. You don't have a link for the patch notes. Why do people come into a stream where I'm reading it and ask me if you can have a link so you don't have to listen to me? If you don't want to listen to me, don't join. Yes, someone's going to get it for you, don't worry. Or you could just go to the forums and go to the patch notes link. Go elderscrollsonline.com, click forums, and then press on patch notes, or PTS actually. In our ongoing crusade to improve the temper tank experience, there's nothing wrong with the tank. There's nothing wrong with it. We're making some number tweaks in their primary defensive ability to make it feel punchier when used in the thick of the fight. Dark Soul, by the way, put Dark Soul in the chat. Tell me if you have any issues. That fucking thing turtles up and it won't die. Minor Maim helps them potentially save a bar slot from another ability or source, while they increase the base scaling, reduces the variance in power on the morphs to make sure both feel potent enough that you can dive into the front lines and survive for a few moments longer. Now that these abilities have much more density to them, we're also increasing the cost. Bear in mind that Minor Maim in AoE is pretty fucking good, because you normally have to apply that in other ways. They're right, it does relieve a slot, but error of effect wise for 10 whole fucking seconds, it's pretty mad. That's on par with the Talons. So you can effectively throw a spear, use a shield, and do a toppling charge. You've got your taunt, your mobilization, and maim all at once. From 3 temper skills that never had them. It's not bad. Piercing Spear updated this passive to notify its bonuses only work with players, as NPCs do not block as players do. Okay, fair enough. So, I mean, that is how it is already. But they've just worded it so it makes more sense. Because that... Well, no, you're wrong, actually. Some do block. Sorry, Zosh, you're wrong. You're wrong about your game. I mean, I know you've made it only work for players, but some NPCs do block. Sword and board ones block. All the fucking time. So do Lamias in Sanctum Ophidia. They block, because I tried heavy attack and I bounced off their fucking shield and got off balance. Anyway. Nightblade Assassination, Teleport Strike. Fixed an issue where this ability in its morph's initial hit was missing the 15% damage increase that cast and channel time abilities are meant to receive. Lotus Fan. This morph now deals its initial hit in area around the caster and applies a damage over time effect to those enemies hit. That used to hit only the initial enemy, not all of them, which is why on the Nightblade you couldn't utilize that for AoE Taunt before it got removed. Or the abilities got removed, because it would hit the first one and then pop. It wasn't an instant hit everything like toppling charges. The damage over time effect has been adjusted to operate more closely to the power of Burning Talons or Acid Spray, rather than a standard dot effect, to help differentiate it from other effects. This results in reducing the duration to 5 seconds down from 20, increasing the tick rate to every 1 second up from 2, and increasing the damage by 22% overall. Excuse me. This results in less damage per cast, but more damage per second, rewarding for more frequent activation. Okay, so they want you to use it more often and take advantage of its, not necessarily burst, but faster damage. So over a longer period of time with multiple activations, you would do more deeps. Not only can you get subscriber, you can gift to subs. You can actually. Bomber? Yeah, basically. It's more effective in short periods of time. Shadow Cloak. This ability and the Shadowy Disguise morph are now toggled abilities rather than duration-based ones. Okay. While active, the ability will drain 3,240 magicka base cost every 2 seconds and disable your magicka recovery until disabled or removed. Let me continue. Rather than costing 4,590 base magicka cost and persisting for 3 seconds. In addition to this, these abilities will now grant Born from Shadow for 10 seconds when the ability is activated, and again when the abilities end, which increase your damage done against monsters by 10%. Ooh. Okay, so I've got no... YouTube kid, I'm reading the patch notes live. If you're talking to my chat, trying to influence them to get information before I've got there, it's a bit of a dick move. Let me get there. I'm obviously not at the Arcanist bit yet. We did warn this at the very beginning. People get nuked if they try and get ahead of the streamer. It's rude. Bomber, yes, Gravy. So this here is going to prevent people from having really, really, really fuck off high mag recovery and spamming invisible forever. How do I delete comments? I'll pretend you didn't do it. There you go. Mod's got it. Don't worry, YouTube kid. You're good. But it's a thing. Just let me get there first. Nightblades at the moment, if you did choose to do so, could basically have really high recovery and just run and just invisible, 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 invisible. Now, it's going to cost you a lot. So you need a big, big bar. You aren't going to be going invisible forever. So it is limited to how much you have. That's going to be fucking mad. Every 2 seconds you take that much magical off your bar. You're going to have to be popping potions. Sorry, I deleted it. Awesome. My bad. No worries, dude. You're good. These abilities will now be born in the show. Okay, right. So, 50% nerf for the duration. No, it is not a 50% nerf. 50% nerf for the duration would mean it is half as effective as it was before. 20 seconds live down to 10. No. Stealth was, or invisible was 3 seconds. It's now 2. But you can maintain it for as long as your bar can allow it. Whereas before, instead of your bar running to 0 and then you're fucked, before you could have recovery and spam it. So you could have infinite before. So as long as your mag bar lasts versus infinite is not half. Why do they want to nerf ganking so bad? That's not ganking, dickhead. Scott Dillier, you know better than that. Ganking isn't hiding on your own and shooting someone in the back. Ganking is jumping people in a group. I mean, how long I can stay invisible on the same build? No. You worded it wrong. People don't use the tech pots. My poor Nightblade. What they're doing here is they're trying to make it so that you are in control of your invisibility. When you come out of it, you hit really fucking hard, but you can't stay there invisible forever and still maintain full resources to then jump out and nuke the shit out of people. You're going to have to manage your resources. So that is what they've decided to do there. Bear in mind, for those stupid people at the back that don't understand this, you don't have to speak. It's fine. I can see. Yeah. Hi. Gank is 2 words squashed together. There's a history lesson here for MMOs. Gank is 2 words squashed together. It's gang attack. Well, it means different now. No, you got it wrong and you used it wrong. Gang attack means multiple people jumping someone or jumping one person or a group of people or whatever. That's a gank. If you shot someone from the back and you killed them really, really fast, that's just a stealth kill or a quick kill or unlucky, mate, you're dead. Worst part is it affects PvE too. I mean, the whole point is balance, Tommy. And not necessarily. It only really affects PvE if you're in somewhere where you need to be invisible, which is very rare. See people in the back. Yes, Pelgrim go, hey, you saw me. Yeah, there you go. Hi. Sorry, deleted you also. I read that already. Let's read what they've got to say. I've told you for the sake of balance, so you have to kind of maintain your resources manually, rather than just having loads and loads of recovery and spamming. But we're going to see what they said. In this past, we're looking at the opportunity costs of Shadow and Cloak and trying to create a more accessible skill for any Nightblade build, while simultaneously ensuring there are more stark costs associated with maintaining invisibility. The toggle nature should make the activation of Shadow Cloak feel significantly smoother to weave in and out of the shadows, because you can just activate and run like fuck, obviously. While the disabling of magical recovery should stomp out the ability to perpetually remain undetected without serious investment and attention. In addition to this, we're adding a small benefit for activating the skill in PvE situations where the invisibility often outright doesn't work or occurs a heavy DPS loss. The goal with Born from Shadow is not to outright carry damage from the get-go and make Shadow Cloak feel mandatory to juggle, but rather give us a framework to build off of in the future updates by allowing us to easier track when Nightblades utilize sneaky parts of their toolkit. So we can hopefully make more self-synergistic toolkit that feeds off itself with neat interactions. We haven't finalized some of those details, so we'll keep hush-hush until we're ready to divulge more information on that. So, translation. Invisibility is pretty fucking useless in Dungeons and Trials, but it's a big part of the Nightblade identity. They're trying to figure out a way to make it make sense. At the same time as not allowing you to have absolute maximum resources at all times while being invisible and spamming the fuck out of it from the bottom of Cyrodiil all the way to the fucking top at no penalty whatsoever. If you can't maintain it, you can't use it. So take advantage of short burst durations of stealth or build a bigger magical bar and get reduction to cost involved. You can't have it all. They're trying to balance it. Either way, that was quite clear that they're going to give us some more information on that later. So they're doing something special to the Nightblade. Maybe we can add this in our bar for PvE, then Pog, I like it. Maybe. That's the whole point. They want to see how the fuck you can use Shadow Cloak in PvE rather than going, hey, I'm a sneaky ninja, but I can't use it. Daedric Summoning, Conjure Ward, reduce the...
I love winnings. Drinks all around.
Thank you for the follow. Reduce the heal, scaling of visibility, and harden ward morph to match the scaling of regenerative ward morph, which is 10% of your maximum health down from 15%, or magic down from 15. That I don't really care about. A heal is a heal. We used Lazy and Easy Sork for fucking years without that healing. Having a heal now is a bonus anyway. However, originally the healing this ability and its morphs were meant to help aid non-pet sorcerers gain some or more demand healing in their kit, which the adjustments have certainly helped with. However, in addition to the bonus scaling off of max health or max magicka, the expert summoner granted it was creating a case where the ability could single-handedly keep you alive with little to no additional healing sources, enabling far too much defensive power in singular button presses. I can't argue with that. That's exactly what it did. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I'm still going to enjoy the shit out of it. That's exactly what it did. You buffed Easy Sork, which didn't need it. And we're still getting it, so whatever. We're toning down the healing by a sizable chunk to match the power of Regenerative Ward, which sees a significantly less amount of use compared to Hardened Ward for a healthier balance point. That's because Hardened Ward can do other things. Nobody wants a recovery. They want the fucking heal. The bigger one. And the bigger shield. Like I've said, around 20 seconds of invisibility on live is 10 seconds on PTS till Magicka runs out. Dude, you don't have to run out. You're not listening to me. You don't have to run out of invisibility currently. You can build for really high recovery, so you can actively just spam the fucking skill and never run out. The ninja build can actually stay invisible just by sprinting as it is with the hide, obviously, option, or the vampire side of things, which I'll get to in a second. But if you build for enough recovery, that can just stealth all day long. You can do it forever. So the fact is, at the moment, because recovery counts, you can spam it and never be found. But because they're going to block your recovery, you now have to actually nuke your bar or turn it off. True, but you never abused it anyway. Nobody said you did. They didn't do this just because of you. Don't worry, Tommy. You're safe. They're not going to ban you. Will Dialogue Bray be affected by the recovery negation? Yes. Any Magicka recovery will not work while you're in stealth, but you can toggle it on or off. So it's pretty much as simple as that. However,
Drinks all around.
bear in mind, when you're a vampire, you go invisible when you're sprinting. They might take recovery away from that. I don't think they will because that's kind of a permanent one, but maybe. We'll see. Don't get ahead of me, though, if that's in the patch notes ahead. Daedric Curse, fiction issue where this ability and its Haunting Curse morphs visual effects could fail to play if the enemy died. Expert Summoner, the passive now checks for permanent pets for this conditional effect rather than any active pet. Note the non-sorcerer pet permanent pets will still count towards this check. So we did have some pets that would spawn for a duration rather than permanent, and that was causing a problem, i.e. the Storm Atro, shit like that. They're only there for a few seconds. The permanent ones, however, especially Infinite Archive, where you get the Wraith, they will still affect that passive. Mag Potion do work. Yes, of course they work, but you have to consider your... Listen carefully, because you're making this far too complicated. You're trying to be too clever about it. Your Magicka recovery will not be working, much like you're holding block with an Ice Staff, if you are invisible. That's it. Everything around that is quite simple. It will still function. But recovery itself will not. Amber Daylight, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. It's very nice. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Because at the moment, if you have the Clan Fear or the Scamp or the Budgie, you will not have the heal from the shield. And you'll have more health instead of resources. If you don't have any of those, you have more resources, your heal from the shield works, and you have less health. Well, not the health bonus, not less, just not the bonus. Storm Atro was flipping that out. It was removing your stats, giving you more health, taking away the heal. But because it's a temporary pet, now that won't be the case. Also, the same will apply to stuff like Steve, because he's got a duration, and the Fire Orb, and all that kind of stuff. So they've addressed that as an issue. This change will mainly be done to help clean up some of those inconsistencies in the Sorcerer Pet versus non-pet builds. We've seen where many non-pet builds still use the Summon Atronach Ultimate, as it doesn't have the same stipulations and gameplay experience as the other permanent pets like Summon Wing Twilight do. Now calling in your Atronach to help you won't add or take away any passive power from this particular passive, so it can properly grant effects to the right builds. So Lazy Sork now won't be affected by that passive swap if you are using that pet. Because before, you'd have to be really careful about when you place it, because now your shield doesn't heal you. Now, that won't be the case anymore. Also, that technically means that the Atro will do more damage because you're going to keep your high resources. More than Inferno. That's a temporary pet. I never realized that was a thing since I always have a pet. Good change. Yeah, it's really good. Because, I mean, technically it gave you that awareness to say, ooh, maybe I do want to do that, maybe I don't. But now they're going to make it so it is only for permanent ones. Again, there is one in the Infinite Archive when you get, I can't remember what the fucking name of it is, but it's the Wraith pet that turns into a Welwar that then turns into Squid Boy. That one is permanent. It stays with you through the whole run, so that one will affect it. Overload. Fix an issue where using a heavy attack while this ultimate or its morphs were active could become stuck in cast while attempting to sprint. I mean, running as Palpatine's not necessarily a bad thing. Thanks for fixing it, though. Animal Companion, Feral Guardian. Fix an issue where the morphs of this ultimate could cause some monsters to reset if the bear engaged them before the owner did. Bear shouldn't be engaging them anyway. Unless you gained aggro and you got pissy. Bitter Harvest. Fix an issue where this ability and its morphs would appear to be castable when near a corpse that was not consumable. That's fucking weird. Grave Grasp. This was altered recently. Ghostly Embrace. This morph now deals frost damage rather than magic damage. Good, because technically speaking, the Necro doesn't do any magic damage. Apart from that. Everything is frost, disease, poison, or fire, or lightning. In fact, they got 5 elements. This morph could... technically, that's false, because the ultimate does magic damage, I believe. But the skills don't. This is the only one they allowed to do magic damage. It was a recent change. Last update, actually. This morph no longer applies minor maim on each hit, and its areas now apply new effects instead of their original crowd control oriented effects. Okay. The first area now grants chilled status effect, which also applies minor maim, because that's what chilled does. Instead of snaring enemies. I got wind, excuse me. Pardon me. The second area now applies frost damage over time for 5 seconds, similar to Burning Talons or Acid Spray, rather than immobilizing enemies. The final area now generates a corpse if at least one enemy was hit, rather than stunning enemies. Fix an issue where this morph's damage was not properly receiving any positive modifiers such as critical damage bonuses. So it's maim, a little bit of damage, and a corpse. We'll have to try it out. I don't mind the damage change. I don't mind the maim. I don't see the point in having the third tick as something as small, in my opinion, as dropping a corpse, when everything else drops corpses anyway. Most things drop a corpse as well as their effect, rather than it being a stacking bonus. The third effect should be something active, and it should just drop one at the end. Do damage over time for 5 seconds from, I don't know, hands on the floor. Make the hands explode and then drop a corpse, whatever. I think they missed the boat on that one. The 2 effects to start with are fine. The third effect feels much weaker, because you could just fire off a blast bones and get a corpse instantly. Alright, whatever. Moving on. We'll test it. Last update, we shook up this morph to try and add some love to the damage dealing Necromancer, but we ran low on time to really iterate on full bore damage and effect. Instead of having... Thank you for the follow. Hybrid damage control ability, we're reworking this morph to focus mainly on damage and leaving the other morph for control and utility. Okay, fine. This new functionality should help add some more power to the ability and make it more satisfying, while also helping it become more of a mainstay in high density encounters, or even as a short form maintenance damage over time to fill in the gaps in a rotation for those bona fide blast bone lovers. The corpse generation should also help get more corpses on the field from a range as the corpse is placed under the enemy's feet, making it great for lining up perfect shocking siphon at the back of the enemy lines. That is fine, but you focus one skill to utilize another skill which might not be used in conjunction with it. You're forcing players to deliberately line up too. You've got a lot of that with the corpse system anyway. I think that is too niche to consider that third bonus an equivalent of the first 2. Who's that with the bits? Smash, thank you very much for 300 bits, and thank you for making Twitch pay 10%. This is an alternative to the old mag blast bones. Not exactly, no. I mean, you could utilize it as a corpse in that respect, yes, but it's not going to do the same amount of damage. It's a different kind of skill, and I think the third one is a bit poo. I like the fact that it drops a corpse underneath the body, but it should do a third effect and drop a corpse anyway. Because every skill that drops a corpse does something first. This has got 3 stages. The third stage feels like a passive. Third area pretty much sums up my opinions on the change. Well, in my opinion. Yeah,
I love winnings.
I'm going to say... Thank you for the follow. I'm going to say that this skill isn't finished. Bear in mind, obviously, PTS goes on for about 5 or 6 weeks, whatever. I don't think that's finished. Basically, 2 stages. Ronaldo, you're right. Exactly that. Adding maim, adding damage, and a corpse. You'd expect the corpse to fall during something. The third phase, dropping a corpse, doesn't feel like a third phase. It feels like 1, 2, oh, I died. They're halfway there. Sacrificial Bones. Fixed an issue where the corpse left behind this ability and its morphs could sometimes cause corpse summoning abilities. Visual effects to not appear in some cases. Okay, so fix. Gravelord Sacrifice. Fixed an issue where the morphs of this area effect damage and corpse generation added to the third cast of Flame Skull, and its morphs would fail to work if the initial target died from the cast. So this is something to consider as well. This is my argument about this one, or issue with it. So this one, they've considered the fact that you might not be using the ranged blast bone, so therefore you can put a corpse under the body. That's a good reason to put a corpse in it, but the third ability doesn't fire anything, so you're forcing someone to use Shock and Scythe with this. Then you're using this here. Thank you for the chicken attack, much appreciated. This one here requires you to not fire blast bones, but it does then require you to fit another skill to fire multiple times in order to take advantage of its third effect. You're deliberately... I understand the synergy between the skills and that being a choice, but it feels like you're forcing this skill and Shocken to be on the same bar. You're forcing this one and this one to be on the same bar, which does kind of take away some of the customization of people's builds and kind of forces them to have a set in stone routine. You didn't want people to have a constant fire blast bones, fire blast bones, fire blast bones because it was too common and it was too everybody does this, but then you're making everyone have an everybody does this in return. I like the idea of synergizing corpses up and making everything drop corpses and you get to use them with all the different skills, but I would argue that this one is too, I'm going to use the word linear. I think this is still going to have some work done because that feels clunky. In text, at least. Anyway, I've got to test it. Thank you for the Ouroboros crates. You're welcome, dude. I don't know what the fuck you typed out there, but I know what you meant. Soldier of Apocrypha. Let's move on. Good be good with class script and scribing in some cases. Of course, we'll be there forever. Strange enough, I'm still excited to squeeze every ounce of DPS out of Necro. Never ran Stamcrow before. Well, Stamcrow is technically irrelevant. That just means using Stamina Bar. Because Stam and Mag basically are now resource pushers, or damage pushers, not your necessary style, because it depends on how you want to play. You can put all magic skills, all stam skills, and still have the opposite bar. It's the highest one that counts towards your damage. So you could be nothing but stamina and have a huge mag bar with spell damage, and it would still do the same damage. You just need to be able to maintain the bar. But I know what you mean. There's a video for that on YouTube actually 2 days ago. You can watch it and learn all about it. Ronaldo, we're not going to go over too many little situations as to what you could or couldn't do. I'm still going to enjoy the shit out of the Necromancer, but I am going to test the crap out of this because I think they've pigeonholed some of this a little bit too hard, and I think they're going to revisit some of it. Or tweak it, because I don't think they're quite there. It feels not finished. Runespike Ward, Impervious Ward. Reduce the size of this morph's shield after the 1 second window by 56%. Ooh. We're introducing a new case on this morph that results in a proportion of the total shield strength becoming front-loaded, rather than given a standardized shield size if the primary one doesn't break. Our goal is to retain the feeling of being able to shrug off tremendous amount of damage within the first second, akin to something like a parry, while ensuring the ability has a trade-off, so if you miss the activation window, it's weaker than the safer morph option. Reduce the size of this morph's shield after the 1 second. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, 56% looks drastic, but it's not. Basically, the point of the skill is to allow you to time it, so when a heavy attack hits you, you go bang, shield. 1 second, huge shield, then a shield falling off of it afterwards. But what people are really doing is just activating the shield, knowing that the 1 second after is fucking massive anyway, so then just sucking up loads and loads and loads of damage. They've altered the secondary effect of it, the drop of the shield after the first 1 second, so that instead of you relying on a guaranteed large shield, they encourage you to time it better if you want to take advantage of it. To feel more like a parry. Yes, correct. So if you're utilizing it for the big impact that it's designed for, that bit won't affect you anyway. Definitely give it a watch. Thank you, Zai. No worries, Mac Attack. You're welcome. So this isn't that bad. On paper, I know 56% drop sounds dramatic. But again, if you're using it as you're supposed to, you'll be fine. They are further forcing you to use the skill as it's designed. It's not terrible. Runic Defense, Rune Guard of Freedom. Reduce the healing granted from this morph by 50%. Increase the armor granted to 3300 rank 4 up from 3000. Increase the duration of the armor and crowd control immunity granted to 7 seconds. Fix an issue where crowd control immunity failed to apply after the armor effect ended. Ooh, that's a big drop for the heal. But To counter the heal, I don't think the armor increase is enough. However, crowd control immunity being 7 seconds is pretty good just for an activation. We're toning down the effectiveness of this morph from being a straight upgrade morph into more of a conversion morph. Since the crowd control immunity adds a tremendous amount of potential in PvP, as such, we're gently bumping up the duration of the armor density so it has enough power to warrant the trade-off. So this 300 isn't going to scratch the sides. It's not even going to touch it. Because it takes 660 to give you 1%. That's not even 0.5% of an armor increase. So I think that is a redundant effort. There's no point. You might as well give 3.6 or 3.660 if you're going to give anything. Otherwise, that's too small. This, however, the duration of the crowd control immunity is actually pretty substantial. And if you match that with lots of other bits and pieces, yeah, that can be quite nasty. So this is fine. Their argument there is the PvP crowd control immunity is fucking already OP as fuck, and it is, so whatever. Scribing, new banner bearer. This is in the PvP skill lines. I thought it was assault. It might be support. I don't remember. Scribes of the Mages Guild under the leadership of Votary. How do you say her fucking name? Nadia have been studying this word, Ulfsild, awkward, work in the Scholarium at Ivea. Banner Bearer is the newest creation, the first new grimoire for the second era. Banner Bearer is from the support skill line, not the assault, and allows you to throw a banner on your back. Sticks there like a fucking huge banner, big stick. It's really cool. Sounds great for new BGs. Did you think of that all by yourself? Did you think, hey, they're introducing new Battlegrounds, which is PvP. They're introducing a new skill, which is PvP. What if we put them together? Genius. Sell it. Ronaldo, you're a fucking genius. Absolute genius. Can't believe you came here just to tell us that. We needed that today. Thank you very much. Leading the charge with an AoE buff to your group's abilities that match your chosen focus. No matter what shape your party takes, this new grimoire will ensure you can give your allies the support they need. Okay, so if you didn't watch the video already, Bruce Banner, dear oh dear. The Zos live stream. So go to Professor's channel on Twitch and you can rewatch the VOD where they actually demonstrate the visual for it. It's pretty fucking cool. Big banner sticks out, big AoE around you depending on how you build your skill. Update 44 also adds greater support for 9 grimoires by granting them access to 14 additional focus scripts, providing more damage options and utility. What's going on with the arc? Slightly reduced heal, well, half reduced heal on their crowd control immunity skill, and reduction to strength of damage shield after the first 1 second of the one you're supposed to use for the 1 second. That's it. Just fine. Volt is bleed. Smash is poison. Elemental explosion, physical damage. Traveling knife gets frost. Wheeled soul gets flame damage. Wheeled soul again gets disease damage and bleed. Soul burst gets disease, flame, and bleed. Ulfsild's contingency gets shock damage, finally. Also gets bleed. Torchbearer gets frost damage. Trample gets frost. I see what you did there. You like that? Good. Fixing an issue where many stamina costing scribed abilities could not be cast while silenced. Traveling knife fixing an issue where the pull focus combination with this grimoire could be activated when above or below a target greater than 8.5 meters in height from you, unlike other pull abilities. So that was OP as fuck versus others. Wheeled Soul fixing an issue where the stun focus combination from this grimoire could not be activated on targets that were above 8.5 meters in height from you. Mender's Bond fixing an issue where the damage mitigation beam becoming too bright. People really complained about getting gizmoed. Have they ever taken the Nova Synergy? Class Mastery. Necromancer. This skill script now only produces a corpse when its conditions are met while in combat rather than at any time. In combat. How the fuck do you say that? Anti-Rise Cruelty. Fix the bug where missing sound effects from the dot. Okay. Consumables. Fix an issue where the potions made by matching 2 increased armor trait ingredients would fail to proc conditions when stated when you drink potion. Okay. Now we've got sets. Finally. Tracker's Lash. Light set. Weapon and spell damage 129. Magicka 1096. Weapon and spell damage 129 again. When your attack is dodged, so when someone dodges you, you increase your weapon and spell damage by 95 for 7 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. This effect can occur once every 0.5 seconds. So within 2.5 seconds, if people dodge all of your attacks, so if they're using the the blessed set, and you'll go and stab, 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 and they dodge everything, because that does actually dodge within 5 seconds. You basically build that up instantly. It's kind of like, oh my god, I've forgotten the name of the set. It comes from Dark Shade Caverns. What the hell is it called? The set where you dodge roll and you knock enemies off balance. That fucking one. Anyway, it's like that, but they have to dodge instead of you dodging. Nearly 500 weapon and spell damage, I guess, when you stack it up. Minus 25, so it's not too bad. Also, not automatons. That's physical damage. It was the other one. The heavy set. My brain has stopped. It's in there somewhere. Not blessed. That's the one from Overland in Cold Harbor. That's the dodge set. Forgotten. Truth. There you go. The truth set. Yeah. So if you dodge and they go off balance, and then you get weapon and spell damage or some shit, this is they do it instead. So if you had both on, that'd be really funny. You dodge, get buffed. They dodge, get buffed. Medium set, just for fun. Why not? Shared pain, stamina, weapon and spell damage. Whenever you are dealt damage from damage over time, you deal magic damage to the attacker. This effect scales off the highest of weapon or spell damage and reduce your damage taken from overtime abilities by 8%. So you are reducing the dot damage you take and you return damage for taking it. Stacking that with the Necromancer passive, that would be quite nice. You take far less damage from dots. Pretty nasty. Heavy, Siege Master's Focus. Stamina, health, and armor. Standard stuff there. While you're using a non-ram siege weapon, you are immune to knockback and disabling effects. You reduce your damage taken by 33%, and you can see enemies through fucking walls. Oh my god. You need to build yourself up as an absolute fucking behemoth. Put Beckoning Steel on so people around you don't take fuck all damage. Put Siege Shield up as well, and stand there on a ballista all day. That is bonkers. Haha, you need it. Get major protection and major everything. Major everything. There's a buff called Major Everything. Battlegrounds. Bulwark of Ruination. Crit chance, weapon and spell damage. When an enemy blocks one of your attacks, reduce the amount of damage they can block by 8% for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 5 times and occurs every 0.3. Wow. When an enemy blocks your attacks, reduce the amount of damage they can block. Templar Jab Warriors go up against a tank and shred them. 8%. 5 times. That's fucking insane. And 0.3 seconds as well. I mean, you do 4 jabs over a 1 second channel. So you basically stack 4 stacks instantly. And if you hit them with a light attack and they block that too, so it's basically light jabs, you've got full stacks. They're fucked. Block mitigation, goodbye. And obviously do damage through that skill with Adric's Spear passive. You get why I said temper. Fast Strider. Armor, stamina, crit chance. When you deal direct damage with blink, charge, leap, or teleport, or pull ability, decrease the critical resistance of your enemy by 40% and increase your critical resistance by the equal amount for 10 seconds. This effect can occur once every 7 seconds. So the new topple and charge change, you jump at the enemy, because this is with that, and remove their crit resistance and add yours. Then you jab them with a light attack and jab after you land, so the 2 stack together, and remove their block resistance. So you move their crit and their block both at the same time. Jump, light, jab, 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 done. Snipe over your head, kills them. Netch Oil. Stamina, health, stamina. While you have crowd control immunity, you are immune to snares and immobilizations. Pretty standard stuff. Quite fucking cool. Obviously, you can stack there with loads of other bonuses, including champion points and pots. Class sets. Beacon of Oblivion. This set now checks for permanent pets rather than any pet. Similarly to adjustments made to the Expert Summoner passive for the same reasons. Because that was clunky as fuck. Prior Band fixed an issue where this set could critically strike despite having built-in damage modifiers, reduce the damage from the damage over time effect by 18%, increase the damage from the error effect by 5%, fixed an issue where the damage over time effect had a higher chance to apply burning than intended, reduce the flashing visuals effect of the explosion in the set. So basically, they're encouraging you to take advantage of the heavy more often so you can get a bigger boom. The standard stuff is a bit less. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty good, Hayabusa. Crafted sets, Dragon's Appetite. This set stacks now last for 5 seconds rather than permanently. The result in fixing an issue where the set could be maintained indefinitely
love winning.
after
Drinks all
unequipping the
around.
set, while simultaneously ensuring it can still be one barred for some period of time. Okay, so that particular set is the one that, if you're doing bleed to the target and you're doing damage, you will heal. That is really easy to maintain, but some people were being a bit naughty with it, activating it, keeping the buff forever, and then just taking it off and swapping it out. So they had to fix that. Roran's Thunder fixed an issue where the set failed to activate when used with some direct damage abilities. Yes, some were clunky. Gossamer increased the duration of major evasion granted by this set by 4 seconds up from 1. That is absolutely huge. That's a really big bonus. 4 seconds is mental. That means that you don't have to rely on heal over time, firing every 1, because some fire every 2. Now you can just apply it. This set flew under the radar for a while, but thanks to some spicy community decisions, we've brushed off the cobwebs, and I agree it was pretty underwhelming when compared to similar sets like Robes of Transformation, or Transmutation even. We're upping the duration to make it easier to maintain when you and your group take more consistent damage, while retaining the stipulation that it must actively heal damage to prevent groups from maintaining such powerful effect indefinitely. That's just fucking stronger, simple as that. Brendan, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Tarnished Nightmare. This set now has a 0.1 second delay before it deals damage in order to allow for more warning. That's a PvP thing, because obviously you want to counterplay. They will not improve the Sork set. What do you mean they will not improve it? They don't need to. They need to fix it, because it was clunky with pets. Monster sets. Stormfist. Fixed an issue where the set's final damage hit was adding damage based on its item level, in addition to scaling with a percentage of the weapon and spell damage. This fix, will result in a damage decrease of a maximum of 8470 base damage. So whatever bug it had, it was fucking fixed. Cybrain's Ward. Fixed an issue where this set's effect could come stuck in the wearer was silenced while blocking. Strange trigger. Enervating Aura. Fix an issue where this set's failed to activate when hit by some direct damage ability. That could be fucking annoying in PvP. That healing set. How will it work in a group with cross heals that will keep the active heals up? Damn, why nerf it? Why nerf what? Also, remember, nerf is something that is unnecessarily reduced for no good fucking reason whatsoever, and you strongly disagree. They have reasons. They have a reason the nerf word is the wrong one. You have to say, why did they adjust it in lieu of me wanting to keep hold of my own penis? Pepper sad. How you doing, Venus, by the way? Nerf Pale Gringo? Correct. Where have we gone? Peace and Serenity. Fix an issue where this item set actively prevented the unnatural movement passive from applying invisibility. Okay. They are messing with invisibility on the Nightblade. They are trying to see a way that makes sense for us to use it in PvE. That's why we've got some adjustments to that. Companions will no longer robotically mirror you or your every move. They will now respond to you crouching with a bit of a delay. Aww. Slight delay has no impact on you being detected or witnessed participating in questionable activities. Yes, it does. Because one of the questionable activities was the fact that you could make your companion teabag at exactly the same rate as you. And now you can't. Oh man, now you can chain teabag. You can do it one after the other. That's terrible. Morning Zion chat. How you doing, dude? Welcome to the stream. I'm nearly done, actually. It's fucking late. I'm probably not going to do a full 3 hours today because I've been reading patch notes and it's exhausting. Teabagging? Yeah, because now instead of like both sitting down at the same time, you're going to do this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Every time you stand up, they're going to stand up slightly after, and every time you sit down, they're going to go slightly after you. It's going to be like whack-a-mole teabagging. It's going to be even worse than it was before. Dear oh dear. Fixes I don't need to go over too much because obviously you can go over those in your own time because they're basically subjective to most. It depends on whether it's a PvP issue, PvE issue, which isn't the case, or these are more quest specific or gear specific or whatever. We've gone over loads of different things. To be fair, the teabag person will not get any air. They will not get any air at all. They'd be suffocated every time they go, oh, teabag again. Teabag seesaw? Oh, fucking hell. Again, quest stuff. ESO Plus members receive a 10% increase to all alliance points and 10% Telvar Stone gained from monsters. This will not increase leaderboard rank, AP gains, nor faster progress for gaining reward worthy. That's quite nice. Join encounter in progress. I'm going to read this. Added. Joining encounter in progress to all remaining dungeons and trials, including Wayrest 2, Elden Hollow 2, Cradle of Shit, Fungal 2, Banished 2, Vaults of Madness, Celine's Web, Blessed Crucible, Blackheart Haven. Oh my fucking god, why did you do that? Get into that in a minute. Volenfell, Tempest Island, Direfrost Keeps, Crypt of Farts, City of Ash, Arx Cranium, Wayrest 1, Elden Hollow, Darkshade 1, Spindle Crutch, Fungal 1, Banished 1, Hellra, Archive, and Sanctum Ophidia. So, Sanctum Ophidia, great. Because if you get stuck in the last room and someone's locked outside, you get pulled in. Archive, same again. If you get locked out, you get pulled in. Hellra, people get locked outside the door all the fucking time. Now you can actually get someone really, really fuck off fast to run in and pull you all through the room. Bit cheesy, but at least people won't get stuck anymore. The rest of it, however, people are going to take advantage of the fact that they are going to run all the way to the boss and pull your group in. So that's annoying. I know why the feature's there. It's to prevent people from getting stuck. But the problem is, shit canoes have exploited it and people can't get their fucking quests done. So its purpose is being taken the piss out of. That's a problem. And when it comes to these types of things, like Blackheart Haven, you know people are scared of all the ads. So the really, really, really good players, I'll put that in inverted commas, obviously, the really, really good players will run past all the enemies because they spent weeks on the target dummy, not then to kill the enemies with their practice and pull you straight through to bosses that you weren't ready for yet. Darkshade Caverns as well, as Tony's just now put, when you're trying to get a quest done, if you miss the side boss, it doesn't count. So you have to do all the bosses. And when you go straight to the last boss, you can go backwards and get a couple of them, but the last one won't count, especially if you kill the little ad at the end because the quest is now gone. It fucks up. So the join encounter thing, while it was intended to prevent people from being stuck, is heavily abused right now. They might want to revisit that now that it functions on every dungeon and trial. Hellra is a big win button, obviously, because people do get stuck all the time. You get lazy people that stay outside and want to be carried, which is annoying because they tried to prevent that. They tried to stop people sitting at the zone line while everyone else does the work, and you just get it for free. But that does mean that someone who's really fast can run all the way through there and shave a few seconds off, and then it gets a little bit cheesy. Whatever. Imperial City Prison, walls and objects will no longer disappear when standing in certain places while the setting for software occlusion culling is enabled. Fair enough. Events we're not going to go over. Housing is loads of stuff for housing. Yes, it's really cool stuff, but if I go over every single intricate decal, we're going to be here for ages, and most of that is visual. Miscellaneous stuff. Preview. Don't need that. I'm glazing over these quickly just to see if they're really, really important for everyone or if they're just for a few. Fix a crash that happens if you lose... Sorry, if your device loses connection to a primary display device. What in the fuck? How does it know? Sneaky. Not going to go over those. Def recap fixed an issue where dying by environmental damage could incorrectly report that the damage multiple times in the def recap. Fair enough. Home tours. Homes listed via home tours should now be delisted when changing the default visitor access to either none or decorator, so it takes it off the list. After scribing ability, your scribed ability should now be placed on your ability bar if applicable when closing the view scribed ability tutorial. Scribe skills now no longer have any grammar tags in their name. Again, we're at the bottom, so we're good. DJ, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Me opening chest, joining encounter. Yeah, right. So you're taking the chest from everyone, and they rudely pull you through to the group. Quick rundown. Who's scared as fuck? Obviously nobody. Who is prepared for the fallout on the ESO forums and Google, where people are going to scream about how Zos doesn't like their game and they don't know what they're talking about, and they would be better at it being a complete armchair fucking dev, doing nothing useful for anyone, just screaming for the sake of screaming and disappear into oblivion once a patch goes live. Are you ready for that? Because the same fucking names are going to come up every single fucking time. Oh, but of course, it's not that bad. There's a couple of things that I think that they are going to revisit, obviously as part of a ongoing journey to try and get the skills where they want them to be, because most of the stuff is done now. There's a couple of class stuff, especially the necromancer things, that I don't think are finished. I mean, granted, there's PTS, none of it's finished. That's the point. Manbenug, how you doing, by the way? Shout out in the chat for Manbenug, how you doing? Necromancer, I think the skills that they're fucking with are pushing it to be a little bit too linear in one area, and I think they're going to be adding some more stuff to it along the way, which, again, PTS is for testing. That's the purpose of it. The Nightblade stuff, they've obviously announced. Ragdoll Train, I'm leaving in a minute. Thank you very much indeed for the raid. Massively appreciated. Beer and cake in the chat. If you're not following Ragdoll, you're doing things wrong. Fix it. Nightblade stuff, they've obviously underlined that new stuff is coming. So it's interesting that they're affecting the stealthy stuff already. I do not see it as a negative. I actually see it as a bit of a positive. So now Nightblade's actually, I'll say it as it is. Let me get a sip of this beer first, and then I'll say it exactly as it is. Ready? And you're not going to like this. And anyone salty with this is a bad player. Ready? They are allowing skill to be a factor for Nightblades. I said it. Being invisible forever is not a skill. Being invisible forever and having maximum resource bars all the time to allow you to have full burst and attack with no negatives is not skill. Now making you control whether you can or can't hide and for how long for, and to try to time your attacks based on how much your resources you have left, that is going to apply some skill. So if you can kill people successfully with that change, you're doing quite well. If you can't play anymore because of it, you're shit. I don't care, I said it. No other class can go invisible like that unless they run stage 4 vampire. There's a guy in under 50 Cyrodiil who does that constantly, annoying as fuck. Is it fun? Of course it is, but is it skill? Definitely not. No other class can do it. Bloody good substitute for skill though. I do like what they're doing with it. It's not finished. They said it's not finished, but I do like their approach. What's up, Zion Ninjas? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm nearly done. I'm actually leaving quite early today. I'm leaving an hour before time because these are exhausting and I'm running out of breath. Necromancer, not finished as far as I'm concerned. Nightblade, nice change to start with. Going forward, we'll see what they do with it. DK, good change. That skill was shit. I'm glad they're allowing some more group play with it because let's face it, Dragon Blood would trump it every day. Warden, minor fixes, nothing to report. The Templar, absolutely fucking insane. Absolutely insane. Mega tank bonuses. Dark Soul is getting buffed to fuck if that goes live because they've taken my restraints off again and now I'm going to make him even stronger. Sork stuff, good bonus change there with the pets. Did I miss a class? Arcanist, nothing really to report. They've made it so that your parry damage shield is still effective. It's just that if you try to cheese it, then it's a bit weaker. Another change is no interface spam when entering. That's really good as well. Did I miss a class? Necro, Sorcerer, Templar, DK, Arcanist, Nightblade, Warden. Done. People, let me know what you think. If you're on YouTube, put stuff in the comment section. If you're on Twitch, put stuff in Twitch. I mean, I'm sure it'll pop up. If not, just enjoy the VOD. If you're not following on YouTube or Twitch, hit the buttons. They're free. Furthermore, if you want to help support outside the channel, there are some links in the info section for Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the website, zonagaming.com. Merch, buy me a coffee, Throne, and I've missed one. Did I miss one? What did I miss? Just put socials in the chat. Thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. I am now, of course, going to do a raid. We're going to find a new streamer. We've done this a lot in the past. Haven't done it for a little while now. We're going to find a new streamer. It is drops and PTS hype and Undaunted event and all that kind of stuff. So we want to make sure we give someone a bit of a head start. So make sure you're nice to them, throw a beer and cake in the chat and say hello. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.